Untold Stories from Netflix. So Untold Stories is a Netflix show that is documentaries basically about Olympic athletes or sports competitors, athletes. So the first handful of episodes that have come out have been about the Danbury Trashers. There's been one about Caitlyn Jenner, who's an Olympic gold athlete back in the 70s. There's a couple other ones. There's a tennis player. These are people that have trained, from my understanding, a large portion of their life to become top tier athletes. It isn't easy. Now, we talked about in a previous video about XQC versus LeBron James. Not really a versus, but just a comparison or a comparative analysis on them. Pretty vague. But what the fuck is happening? Why is Netflix Untold making a documentary movie on a 26-year-old named Jake Paul? Yes, you know the Logan brothers.
It's every day, bro.
I have no issue with them. I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't. I don't know them. They could be good people behind closed doors, ultimately. There's been a lot of stuff that's been put online for both of the brothers that I would say is not really painting them in a good light, so to speak. Granted, they're getting older, I'm getting older, we're all getting older. So they could grow, they could mature and become better people for society. I'm not saying they're inherently bad people. It's just what the internet's painted them as, for the most part. Now, Jake Paul has been boxing, from what I understand, roughly about 2018. So he's been doing this for roughly about 5 years. Which is cool. You can be a boxer. Be whatever you want to be. But the dude's thumbnail, or whatever you want to call it, the artwork for the, I don't know. I'm just going to call it the billboard thing that you see when you go to Netflix and you see it, is Jake Paul's naked ass standing there with boxing gloves covering up his wiener. Why? What does being naked have to do with your untold story, my man? I don't know Jake Paul's life history. But from my understanding, the Paul brothers came from a wealthy home. Jake Paul himself was on the Disney Channel. He is a multi-millionaire. He is I'm just going to call it successful, whether you want it or not. Successful YouTube channel.
It's trash.
He has a promising boxing career. What is the hardship here? He says, at least the description for it is his life's been on air since 16 years old, which is fine. I'm not saying that's okay. Maybe there was some mental struggles there. I'm not saying there wasn't. What I am saying is that there are so many people in this world that have so much tougher issues. They don't have food to eat. They have children that they're unable to care for. They're not able to care for themselves, whether it's food, physically, medical, mentally. There's homeless people. There's issues with housing. There is not so much at the moment, but there's issues with pandemics, the war. There is so much shit going on in this world that why the fuck is Netflix making a Jake Paul documentary? I've had a tough life. I have seizures. I have brain damage. I broke my skull. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not getting a Netflix documentary. Netflix, if you want to reach out and make a documentary about me, I would love to. I'm right here. Hi. They're not going to. I'm talking to them, but they're not going to hear me. I'm just confused. I'm just lost. I just don't understand. Maybe someone can paint a clearer picture here, but I'm just not getting it. He, according to Google, he is worth $310 million.
That's a lot of nuts.
When your parents have money, there is a certain level of livelihood that you're just gonna live. He had a nice home, from what I saw on Google. This could all be wrong, and hey, Jake, if I'm wrong, my bad, man. Okay, I don't know you. This is just speculation from my perspective and opinion. I don't understand why he gets it. He's 26 years old. He hasn't lived that long of a life. I'm 29. I'm slightly older than the guy. I'm turning 30 this year. I'm not that old. But then you have people that were born in 1950. You have the Danbury Trashers that have an episode that they started in 2004. Jake Paul was 7 when the Danbury Trashers were created, and that was also with a team of people that are older than when the Danbury Trashers were created. It's not like they created the sports team and they're like, ah, that kid just born, hockey player. Pretty sure it doesn't work like that. So you have all these people that have spent their life creating, like, even if you want to call it their full life, even Caitlyn, I assume, as a young child, trained their way up to, 20 or whenever they became part of the Olympics and, had that opportunity. They still had to train their ass off and become a great athlete. Just because you don't just get accepted to the Olympics for no reason, right? Now, with the Danbury Trashers, there's a whole different reason why they're an untold story, because they literally got in a fist fight. I'm probably going to watch the Jake Paul one, to be honest, as much as I don't want to. I want to see what light they paint him in. I'm curious to see what the next evolution of the Paul brothers is. Logan Paul doesn't mean much to me. I don't really, honestly, neither one mean much to me in the sense that I don't pay attention to their life. But when you see a 26-year-old Goldilocks naked on your Netflix screen when you're on your internet, it's just, I don't want to look at it, but it's there.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't really understand why he needs an untold story. I think he's young. I'm not saying he didn't have any hardships. Everyone in the world has had hardships. You and I both, right? I'm sure you've had some. I'm chock full of them. We all have them. The other 99% of us that have those problems, we're not multi-millionaires. We don't have a brother that's a multi-millionaire. We don't have family members that are multi-millionaires. I don't know if they're multi-millionaires. But looking from their home, granted, life's changed a lot in the last 20 years for housing costs and stuff. They had a nice-ass house, assuming it's accurate. Maybe I'm wrong. So, it's up to interpretation. This is my interpretation. Why are we getting a Netflix series about Jake Paul? Netflix does anything they want, so maybe this is just the way it goes. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of voice my opinion about it because I don't understand why this is happening. But maybe it's the world. I'm just living in it. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Leave your opinion down below. Let me know what you think about it. Are you gonna watch Jake Paul's story? I will, reluctantly, but I will, because I need to know what they're gonna paint him as. If they're gonna make him a hero, like a child survivor, or like, I don't know. I'm just curious to see what happens. Also, here's a picture of him from the Bard Barks. But hey, no judgment, truly to the guy. He might be a nice guy. This is just my surface level reading from what I see and what I know. I think most people aren't really that chronically online to know every detail about the Paul brothers' life. I would say I know more debatably about Logan, but he's closer to my age range than Jake, just slightly. But yeah, leave your opinion down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. Are you gonna watch it? Are you a fan of the Paul brothers? It's fucking every day, bro. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.